Um, loves Diet Coke, so you could get free refills. He sold his company after back in like 2015, I think, and he sold it for 150 million. And right after he started InstaChamp, he started Mobile Monkey because he saw this need for automation in the space. And that's where we are today with where we are with InstaChamp and with Mobile Monkey. And since we've launched, we are a 100% Meta approved tool. We're a 100% Meta business partner. Everything that you're going to learn here is Meta approved. This isn't some weird third party that's going to get your account hacked or sorry, banned. Everything you're seeing here is legit. So keep in mind when you're doing this that you're using a approved business tool here. And talking about why Instagram automation even exists, right? Like, what is it? Why is Facebook allowing all this? Well, if you know kind of about the business structure of Instagram and Facebook, they're here to help make businesses more money. So the more businesses make money on their platform, the more money Instagram is making on there, right? So they're to lure these businesses to drive leads, to spend more money on ads, to get more people to interact with these businesses, right? You're seeing the ads. They have to create these awesome features, and they have to make making business on Instagram make sense. So that's why they built this Instagram automation tool. So enough about me and the business and everything. Let's actually see how it works, right? Like the good stuff. Looking at the main functionality. So InstaChamp, you can do a lot of automations, but I want to focus on the 3 main features that are going to drive the majority of the results for you on Instagram. And those features are post comments to DM automations, DM keyword automation, and story mention automations. These 3 are going to be the main drivers. So I'll get to those in detail. The first one that we're going to talk about is post comment automations, right? So with post comment automations, like you saw earlier, when somebody enters a keyword into a post that you've created, right? In InstaChamp, you're able to create this automation using that keyword to send these pre-designed messages, right? Based on an offer, right? It's super awesome because you're able to send a new call to action from your post. And then also you're able to personalize that message, and it's completely automated, right? So it's not just like this preset message. Like it's actually you typing this message out and creating this like personalized experience that just happens to be sent automatically. And you're able to send links and offers and images and GIFs in here as well. So super cool functionality, right? If this was the end of the presentation, I think this just being one product would be enough value, but there's definitely a lot more. So the next one is keyword DM automation. There we go. I got stuck. So here's what DM automation is. So similar to post comment automation, what DM automation is simply, instead of doing it in a post, you're doing it in your DMs, right? You're sending that keyword in the DMs. And it's great because you're able to send your call to action. You're able to drive the traffic from virtually anywhere, right? So like say, for instance, you're at a webinar, you can present about it and say, hey, follow my Instagram and DM me this keyword to like get a free guide, right? If you're on your stories, you can do your call to action to DM you X, Y, and Z to have people enter your Instagram funnel. You can do this again on ads if you're trying to get people into distinct offer. Run ads and you can have those automations trigger as well. And again, these strategies are going to increase your stories engagement and your posts as well. So a double whammy, a win-win, and you're going to see how valuable that is here in a second. All right, so stories automation, again, very similar to everything we're doing here, just a different kind of approach to how you trigger these automations. So the different ways that you can use story automation. So what happens is if somebody reacts to your post or tags you and mentions you, that automation gets triggered. A great way that people are using this is you can use this as a digital high five. If, like, say you're a photographer and you're getting reposted a lot, you can just have like an automated message of like, thank you, or like a heart emoji, just getting engagement. So people who are tagging you feel special. And that saves you a bunch of time if you were doing that manually. 2, you can run contests, which is a super cool and creative way of using this, this automation. and I'll talk about it here in a second. And then 3, you're able to reach people. And again, I'll explain to you how you can reach more people using this automation. So again, at the end of the day, a tool is only as good as a good strategy and as good as the person who's running it. So this tool alone isn't just going to be able to drive these results. You're going to need the keys to success and the proven strategies to get you there. So the more leads that you get, the more sales you're going to get. And I'm going to teach you how you're going to get those more leads here in a second. Any questions so far?
Meanwhile, guys, in case if you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments. Or in case if you want to like just have a word, feel free to like switch on your camera. More than happy to take you guys' question. And again, we can have a talk about it, right? If you have any questions about Instagram strategies, again, please come up and talk, because unless and until you guys come and talk about those things, it will be sort of very difficult for us to figure out what your challenges are. And unless until we understand your challenges, it's very hard to sort of give you guys some recommendation in terms of what all things you can do in terms of growing your Instagram, where that can help you to grow your business, because ultimately that's what we care about, is helping you grow your business. So we have Uni Krishnan, who has switched on his camera. Uni Krishnan, do you happen to have any questions? I've just asked to unmute you. So you'll have to unmute yourself.
Hello.
Hello, Mr. Unikrishnan. How can we help, and what's your question?
Hi, good evening. How do you start this automation?
So we're going to get to that in just a moment.
Yeah. So let me before we start asking a lot of questions, maybe we can ask them at the end of here, because we're about to get into the nitty gritty, the good stuff, where you're gonna have some aha moments here. So based on what I'm about to show you, and I say this in a very kind way. These ideas are stupidly simple, and it's painfully obvious to see how these results happened by using this tool. So at the end of the day, it's just you looking at the examples, seeing if it applies to your business, and then just creating the automation and trying to test and try these different approaches. So let's start with lead tip number 1. Saurav Jain is one of my good friends, and we've been working with him for a while. He's an absolutely brilliant marketer, and he actually was used our tool, and he loved it so much he reached out and wanted to partner with us. And so these are just some examples of the way that he's used this to generate a ton of leads. So the example lead tip number 1 is ask for a keyword comment in your post, right? So it's just asking for a new call to action. So looking at this post here, and this is very recent. This is, I want to say like last week or maybe earlier this week. His objective for what he used this tip for was he was trying to generate new leads for his Reels course. If you're a small business and you have a new product, this applies exactly the same way to you. If you're trying to get someone interested in learning more about your product, it's the same approach. So his objective was to get new leads for his Reels course. And what he did is he did a super simple post, right? Like this didn't take a lot of time. This is, I'm assuming this is like a tweet. And what he did was he talked about his offer, the value it does. And then the call to action is to comment Reels for the offer, right? So what he's able to do is now, instead of just like talking about it or posting it in his stories, he got 839 leads to this new tool that he had, which is awesome. And what he's able to do then is he's able to send people the offers straight to their DMs without him having to manually do this or question if someone's actually going to go to the link in bio, click it, open it. It just goes straight to them. You're able to actually even give them more information in your DMs about it. And so he was able to get a crap ton of leads. And the great thing about this is that because so many people commented, he's able to reach even more people, because the algorithm doesn't know the difference between someone commenting and then this automation. The engagement is there, it's proven. So it's going to increase your reach to your existing audience. And then also it's going to start showing you to new audience. So you're able to reach even more people and then actually increase your followers as well. So super, super useful. It's like a win-win strategy here. And then the automation in action, as you can see, when I type it into that post, the automation is going to pop up and Saurav's message is going to end up in my inbox where he gives you more information about the Reels course, and then you click it and boom, right? That probably took him maybe 3 minutes to put together, and now he sent that out to 839 people.
Eric, Eric, I think one can actually add a little fire to it. If you start running ads on top of that for this particular post, you can literally like start generating leads on a pure autopilot, because this is something that we are about to set up at the same time, and we're very good with performance marketing. So I think what we're going to be doing is we have internally implementing InstaChamp, where all of these ads that we're going to run for the events, instead of just giving out the link directly, we're going to have these posts. We're going to ask people to comment, because those comment also helps you to sort of reduce the overall cost of your reach as well. And then you have them, boom, you start building a conversation with the users. And I think that's the most difficult part today, is to start and initiate a conversation. Look, there are two things. I just wanted to add this quickly. There are two things you can do, right? One, just send the person on your page and expect them to buy. Second is to initiate a conversation. And I always say one thing: you need to create conversation in order to have conversion. Again, this is a very important code. In order to convert better, create and generate conversation. Start a conversation, because when you are able to start a conversation, that's how it leads to conversion. So as soon as you have that post, what Eric was showing earlier, you can run an ads on that particular post. And the best part is, once people start seeing the initial traction and the initial comments coming in, people also look into having that FOMO effect, that, hey, I don't want to miss out on this. This is actually incredible. I want to do it for my business as well. And now when you start adding the fire of that performance marketing on top of that, this is how you stand out in the crowd. This is how you reduce your overall cost for performance marketing. This is how you generate leads on a fire and autopilot. And again, if people start having different queries in the DMs, then start having that conversation. Again, you can use InstaChamp bot over there, but at the same time, you can also assign one of your SDRs or team member or a customer success individual to start taking care of the customers, start taking care and start generating and helping out your customers further. And that's how you're going to, again, further increase your conversion, because the conversation has already started with that particular lead and individual who is interested in your product. Eric, over to you.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to that, like relationships start in the DMs, or really nurtured in the DMs, right? There's the one stat that I didn't share was that that automations have like a 96 to 98% open rate for like warm leads, right? So like people are already interested, right? So they click, they enter the keyword to enter it, and like 98% open it. That's pretty insane amount of people, right? Email, my best one is like 40%, and that was on like a really awesome email, right? I think text messaging automation or marketing has something similar, but everything else, like you're not getting that type of open rate on a campaign. So super awesome tip to use, right? And deliver more value. And then here shortly, I'll explain 2 examples of that, right? Like this is great if you have an audience who's already ready to take that offer, but you can nurture and create, these relationships throughout the content that you create, and to eventually give someone an offer, right? Like you don't want to just blast people with offers all day. So I'll show you how you can use this to actually like supercharge the engagement and the relationships you're already doing right now using this tool. So again, lead tip 2, this is really 1A, but lead tip 2 is the freebie. Again, it's using Instagram automation, either in the comments or your DMs, to get people into something for free, right? Like a free webinar, a free guidebook or something like that. Again, FOMO copy is going to be a key growth hack here, right? People want to know that like, hey, this is a one-time offer, or this is like an expiring offer. Go ahead and do it now, right? So like the difference between this one and that one is that FOMO copy actually got him 1,300 comments on this, right? So he was able to reach a lot more people. We got a lot of people into this funnel, and we had a lot of people into that webinar that he held. Another example, Neil Patel uses this to generate leads. Again, he does a post where he's asking people to DM him to get a full guide, and he got over 1,000 leads this way as well. So super powerful tool out there to generate leads. So my tip number 3 is how you're going to drive leads in your stories. So this is Lauren Tickner. She's a business coach who absolutely loves this tool and is a big proponent of it. She has this schooling and this coursing here where I'll talk about this here in a second. This another tip, but she gets a lot of people into her funnels using stories. And this is a perfect example of how she uses it. So a lot of people do have great stories, strategies and funnels. She's like a sales wizard. So she qualifies her audience in the stories, right? She builds this kind of little pipeline here and qualifies them like this, shares some success stories, and then does that FOMO exclusivity piece that I mentioned here in that strategy. And then she gets people into her other funnel by doing the DM automation here, where she asks them to DM her the word interested to get into her spot. So a great way to use this tool to get people into your funnel from stories. And now tip number 4 is Lauren does a lot of webinars, podcasts, so she's able to get people into this funnel from different points. So in order to make sure she's capturing these new people who are visiting her page, she's able to get them into her little freemium funnel here just by putting DM automation into her bio. So super useful tip to just go ahead and do like a catch-all funnel using Instagram automation, using InstaChamp. Tip number 5 for generating leads using this tool, again, is do a story post right here where someone can screenshot you, repost you to their stories, and tag you to generate that automation. So just another way to trigger an automation to generate more leads into your DM funnels here using stories and using a freebie like giveaway post. Again, by doing this, you're going to reach a lot of new people that weren't following you before, because the more people who share your stories, the more people that see your story and take action, or maybe they'll be interested and click on Neil Patel's post to get that freebie. So how's everybody doing so far? I know I've shared a lot of tips. Like I said, I want to throw a lot of ideas at you, proven tips from people who are actually using this to generate a lot of leads. So
yeah, I think we start taking some questions. I think people might be really excited. By the way, guys, InstaChamp is on PitchGround. It's available on a lifetime deal. So in case if anyone is interested, I've already dropped in the link in the comment. I'll be talking about it at the end at the same time. And this is one product if you genuinely are a solopreneur or a small business owner who's looking to generate leads on steroids, looking to generate sales on steroids, or can add a bit of performance marketing on top of that. I think this is really very ideal because this commenting strategy is so common. Everyone uses it. I use it all the time. I use it on Instagram. I use it on Twitter. I use it on Facebook. It works because people want to learn more. People want to do business more. And if you use and automate this, and the best part is that the automation can happen on Instagram, which is sort of difficult on any other platforms. And this is why like Instagram is so very effective, that people are out there. You need to take advantage of that. You need to take leverage of that, because if you're not going to do, your competitors are going to do, right? The people in the industry are already doing it and sort of automating this entire process. And again, the best part is that when they sort of get a DM right away, they're already active on Instagram. And the moment they get the notification, that's what I was talking about. The open rate is about 98% for your DMs, because they know they're online. And when they get the DM right away, it also gives your user a very good user experience that, hey, this guy replied to me, or this girl or this brand replied to me instantly. This is very important. This is the key for you to convert, because people are ready. Now, if you can provide them that solution and answer a bit of their questions, you start generating sales. That's how effective these marketing tools are. And I think this is something that everyone should do, look into, and try to see you can automate as much as possible, because without automation, there's 2 problems. One, you're not going to be able to scale, right? Second, you're not going to be able to keep things lean and cost effective. And that is very critical for running any business, because again, most of us are small businesses. We don't have team of 50 people, 100 people, 200 people. We don't have that. We don't have that bandwidth, none of us. And for us to remain that profitable and generate more revenue per employee or per team member, or even as a solopreneur, we have to build effective ways to automate it. And that is the key. And this is why some people, they keep on making money, they keep on growing so much, while some are just struggling and wondering how are they able to scale up. Is because of various platforms, various softwares that are being implemented throughout the process. And that software is what really helps them to start scaling up. So these softwares are essential. If anyone is looking to grow online, you cannot grow without softwares. You cannot just keep on hiring people for all of these manual tasks. You'll end up burning around like 30,000 to 35,000 INR, or around $500 roughly per month on someone, as you, even if you're outsourcing it to someone in Asia, right? Will still end up spending a lot of money versus just automated using what, like $100 software. That's how effective things are. With just a couple of sales, you make your money back. It's as simple as that. And again, if you do it effectively, you start scaling up. Eric, back to you. Meanwhile, guys, if anyone has any question, are you guys liking the session so far? Just drop in a fire emoji. Let us know that if you're enjoying the session, because that way we can keep on adding more value. We can keep on hitting on more pain points for you guys, and we can keep answering more questions. So show us some love. Let us see if you're liking the session so far. Great, fantastic. Good to see so many people are really enjoying the session so far. Again, Eric, let's to you.
Absolutely. I'm going to share I'm going to share with you how to actually build these, right? So I showed the examples. I have a lot more examples that I want to share with you. Like I said, I'm going to throw so much value at you. Hope some of these stick, some ways to help you. I saw a question here of like how this can help like small businesses or like small followers. And I'll definitely show that to you as I show you how to build these automations. And I'll actually let you interact with some of these as well, so you can actually see it on your own Instagram, how it works. So, well, first of all, can everybody see my InstaChamp screen right here?
Yeah, we can see it.
Cool.
This is a quick question coming in from Jashish. Jashish is asking, are there any chance of having any errors in automated DM? Absolutely not, Jashish. As long as Facebook's and Meta's API are up and running, you shouldn't have any issues. But then if Meta and Instagram itself is down, DMing people is completely useless at that point of stage, right? So that's the only way. So we have seen that Facebook often has like 1 outages a year at the very least. So that's the only time you might have like some challenges. But other than that, I think throughout the year, you can just keep on running performance marketing, use this strategy of asking people to comment and just automate this entire process. And again, we're going to show you how to do it at the same time using InstaChamp.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, this came out this rolled out to everybody in late September. So there's a lot of new things that are going to be added and optimized, and they just keep adding more to this. So super awesome to like go ahead and learn it before everyone else starts using it. And what you call is like the early adopter benefit of like doing it before everyone else did. So like the first people who were doing reels on Instagram shot up, right, with followers, and now everybody does reels. So it's like you can still grow on it, but going in and just, that gold rush of getting the gold before everyone else, definitely a great strategy to get in there and start learning this while they add other functionalities. So looking at InstaChamp here, it's super simple, right? We created this to be able to just jump in and start automating. And if you want to open up on your phone, so this only works on your phone, these automations. So I created this little like playground to test automations and as I do webinars, so that way I don't mess up the Mobile Monkey Instagram. And there's like 1,000 automations in our Instagram there. So this one is just for fun, so I could just jump in and create things as I want. If you follow HappyBots 305 is my name's area code. So I created this little thing to show you examples. I'm going to show you how you can actually use this. You can interact with it, and then I'll show you how we build them here. So starting off with DM keywords, like I mentioned, it's super simple to get started. You can see I already have one built for the sake of time. but I'm going to show you how to create one from scratch. So if you're looking to create a DM keyword, what you're going to do is you're going to click this and you're going to hit add, right? So if you had a keyword or keywords that you wanted to do this for, like say, for instance, there was one campaign that you could use multiple keywords. I'm just going to write test for this one to show you what else you can do. We have some pre-made things here to help you get started a lot faster, right? So the whole point is to get you started fast. So you can say thanks based on your campaign. You can be helpful. You can send links. You can ask for info. So if you're like a small business and you're trying to get like emails or contact information, this is a great way to do that as well. If you have a good like newsletter or like email campaign, go ahead and send them a link to that based on a campaign that you're doing. But if you want to just create from scratch, you hit that button and you're able to start automating your message. So we're doing DM keyword here. Say, for instance, you get the same question asked over and over again. You know, like hours. Like if someone's asking, you know, what are your hours for your for your store, or you know, what is your rate if you're like a you know, a professional, right, a dentist or something. People are asking about this, so you can go ahead and automate the question. You know, let's just do one for rate. Hey, thanks for your interest. My rate is you can say it depends on the service. And then you can send them a link to your rates here. So the thing is, like, if people are shopping around and they're asking messages or questions in your Instagram and you're not around your phone, you could absolutely lose that lead, because someone's going to find the first person qualified enough to answer it. So if you're going in with this automation, you're automatically getting them the questions that they want answered, right? So you can send them, so my rate depends on service. Here's a link to my prices. And so you do that. And what you're going to do is you're going to add a new message. And then down here below, you're able to send links. You're able to ask questions even, and send images, but let's do a link list. So if you had a link here, what you're going to do is my rates, and you would send them to your website, and you're done. You're ready to go. So this is live. If somebody wanted to go ahead and do that, they could, which is great. Oh, sorry, I have to do rates here. And then it's saved, it's ready to go. So that automation is set and ready to go with DM keywords. So super awesome. Any questions so far?
Yeah, I think we can probably take some questions at the end. Meanwhile, we can just get going.
Yeah, how much time do I have? I don't want to take up too much time.
No, I think we can keep going. We have about 45 minutes before we wrap up the webinar.
Oh, plenty of time. So cool. And then so DM keywords, again, super powerful thing to do. Post comments is going to be the same thing, but doing posts. Story mentions, again, if someone tags you, you're able to automate a message. Story reactions, if someone reacts with an emoji or certain thing. Same concept as here. So if you don't want the automation to just trigger when someone tags you, you can do a story reaction, right? So if you're in your stories, you could say like, send me the word interested, or you could do send me the fire emoji, and you'll get the offer. And then the one thing that we didn't talk about that is an awesome new feature that we just launched about maybe a month ago was Instagram live automation. So if you do a lot of Instagram lives and you have a keyword, so you can send people the offer or a link or whatever you want to do that you're talking about in that live, so you can capture the people while you have them and you don't lose them. So you're able to interact with them either during your live or after your live. So you're not having to send like 100 messages after your live. That thing can go out automatically here. So looking at Happy Bots, I'm going to show you some examples of the strategies that we just talked about, but actually have you like play around with them. So the one engagement tip that I love that I created is, who remembers those emails or those Facebook pages back in like, I don't know, 2008, 2010, where it was all those like clickbaity titles of like, you know, your favorite celebrity, you'll never guess your favorite celebrity's food, right? And like number 5 will blow your mind or something like that. That whole idea of like giving someone value and they're having fun interacting with your brand, but gatekeeping, like the really good tip behind something is a great way to increase your engagement, right? And the more engagement you're going to get, the more value that, like, you've already created a lot of value. That's going to reach more of your own audience. This is going to reach people outside of your audience. So using these like gatekeeping, like growth hacking tips is a great way to like start growing your account, right? So like a lot of what you'll see is a lot of people will give you their top 3 tips. So this one is to increase carousel engagement. And what I created is just top 3. So the first one is storytelling. So with carousels, it's a great place to like tell stories because you're able to scroll through here. Sharing tips and hacks is a great carousel growth strategy because people, if you look at like your favorite influencer, you're going to see that some of their most popular posts are the ones where they're sharing their own tips or their like favorite tools. I did a lot of research and I found that those are the ones that really do really well. So like making sure you're sharing industry tips in your own sector is going to provide a lot of value to your core audience. Again, right? Like at the end of the day, we're not always just blasting people with offers, we're providing value. So doing this in like a carousel is a great way to do it. But at the end of the day, we still want to gamify this, right? Like they're still getting the value. We're just using this strategy to like supercharge your engagement and to boost what your growth strategy is on Instagram, right? Because you can post every day and it could be that you're just not reaching your audience because the algorithm doesn't favor you. But using this tip is a great way to just hack and get a lot more people to interact with you, which means more people will see your tip. So what I'm doing here is on my call to action, you're always creating a call to action is the tip, but the actual strategy and like the description of that tip is behind like a gatekeeping. So someone needs to comment in the section carousel and they're going to get the ultimate growth tip sent straight to your DMs. And then I promise you, you'll love it. So if you're interested to see how this actually works, go ahead and on HappyBots 305 in the comment section, type in the word carousel here. And it should pop.
Eric, I think if you can just like quickly copy the link and maybe post it in this, people can test out. Guys, again, just make sure that you use it in another tab or.
Yeah, make sure you're doing this on your phone. So the automations work on your phone. All right, so
just make sure you guys are testing it out on your phone.
Yeah, and do it on that post. So go in this post and type in the word carousel and you're going to see the automation trigger.
Let me actually do it as well, and maybe I'll show you guys.
Yeah, and so what you're able to see here is I tested the functionality, and this is what you're going to see. So, hey, thanks for engaging with my post. Are you ready for my #1 engagement tip? And you have to click the word yes. And so then what you're going to see is, like I mentioned,
a lot of people already trying. The best part I really like about this is that there is an interaction, there's a conversation that started right away, because people are interested, they get the information right away, they're happy. That's the beauty about this specific growth hack that I am completely in love with. And I think I'm going to be using it a lot more. I haven't been using it on Instagram. I've been using it on LinkedIn and other platforms. But I think what I'm going to start doing on my end is I'm going to start creating a playbook for my personal account, because one of the other things that we have also often seen is that if you do it as a personal brand versus a brand, it works out a lot better because people see, hey, this guy is a human. He's not going to try to sell me right away either, right? So when you do that and when you use that strategy as well, the chances of your growth is very higher, because ultimately, if the user or your customers knows you, they know your brand automatically, right? So they would start following your brand at the same time. So many a times I also run like a lot of performance marketing ads when I use some such kind of strategies. It works out very well. And again, generally do it for Facebook and other platforms. Again, works out brilliantly. So my recommendation over here would be that try it out with your personal account. Or you can create a personal account and then sort of like implement this strategy. Will work out perfect. Meanwhile, Eric, can we see like if more people are like trying it out?
Yes, yeah, of course. Yeah, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people who have tried it out here, which is super great engagement. If you're interested, go ahead and try it out. And just another tip that is a super valuable tip. It's small, but it's really impactful. So if you're kind of on the fence about like automation or like, is my audience going to respond or be kind of upset that they're talking to a bot? In here, like say for instance, you're looking for like a quote. Someone's looking to set up an appointment. Let's go ahead and change this to appointment.
Oh, just to add to this, guys, I think if any one of you are running any sort of an agency as well, where you're dealing with a lot of Instagram people and dealing with a lot of helping out a lot of Instagram people, this is an absolute of a gold mine, because imagine you can create this strategy for your client and they are like, what the heck is happening? Why am I growing so quickly? Why am I getting so many leads? What sort of like a sorcery that you're probably doing? This is where you have your magic sauce. This is how you help your clients grow at the same time. Again, like I said, anytime you automate things, this is how you do it. This is how you grow. This is how you deliver. The best part is that you don't need a human to do all of these things. So not only you're creating more value for your clients, but at the same time, you're creating a lot more sales, a lot more leads for your customers. And the moment you do that, you can easily ask for 2 or 3x more amount from your clients at that stage without spending a dime extra, because you are helping them grow their business. This is how you do things in a much more unique way. This is how you grow things in a more unique way. So there is a question that's coming in before we move forward, Eric. Is there any way to integrate InstaMonkey leads, InstaChamp leads with ConvertKit or SendFox?
I'm not sure what those are.
I think there are email marketing automation tool. So basically a way to sort of integrate. The thing is, Ultimesh, that you unless and until you get the emails from those people, it will be a little difficult to do that integration. But by any chance, Eric, do you guys happen to have like any sort of Zapier integration by any chance?
So our main product, Mobile Monkey, has that integration. InstaChamp was developed to be super streamlined, so we didn't want to get it super bulky. That is something that I've pushed to my CEO. Like I said, that we're always changing and adding features. So right now we don't have that functionality. A way to kind of bypass that would be to like send someone to like a sign up page, and then from that sign up page, like integrate it into your CRM. But that's not to say that we won't have that functionality in InstaChamp in the near future. So if that's something that you can still see value in what you have here, there's a very big chance that integration will happen in the near future, right? So you'll already be using these tips, and then that integration will come. I can't promise it, but just knowing that our team works really hard to add new features all the time. So that could be a functionality that you see in the future.
Yeah, hi Eric. Okay, so I had already created a bot which is collecting name, email, and mobile number for the leads. So is there anything like if we can get them on Google spreadsheet, or is there any means like any section in InstaMonkey where we can get all the leads together if we want?
Yeah, again, going back to Mobile Monkey, our big like enterprise software, you are able to do that. In InstaChamp, you're not able to collect it and send it to a sheet. But that is something that I'm working with our CEO to try to get into here, right? We wanted to streamline a product. And like I said, we're adding features all the time. That is something I think that that I'm pushing to add here in the near future. But like I said, if you're looking to collect those leads, maybe send them to like a landing page or somewhere where you're collecting that, and then you're able to integrate it into your CRM.
Yeah, I am trying the same thing, but the thing is like I am getting many messages on Instagram, but I am not getting those leads on that landing page. Like people are not going there, but they are putting their name and mobile numbers on Instagram. So I have to manually go and collect every single thing and put that in a Google sheet.
Yeah, that I guess my solution would be like, I guess the funnel is what is the message to get them in there, right? So that the power of like InstaChamp, and I can show you here, is you're able to like command the messaging. And actually I'll go ahead and show you that example here. So if you're trying to collect leads, and like I said, eventually I would love for the integration where we collect name, phone number, emails, and do it in a Google Sheet, because I know we can do it with MobileMonkey. But if you have a sheet and you're like, and people are just like jumping out in and out of your funnel, a great functionality that InstaChamp has is you're able to watch this. So when you can ask a question, and you can ask a question by selecting an option. So when you ask a question like, "Hi, are you?" I guess what is your product, or what are you collecting leads
I'm
for?
giving a ebook away. Like if someone is commenting on any of my posts, so for that I had put two options. One is like they can visit my website, and other they can request the ebook. And I am using InstaChamp with the particular keyword like ebook. And when they are sending me ebook, then they get a particular set of messages which collect their name, email, and everything. And at the last message, I am giving them the ebook link. But like leads cannot be captured, so I have to manually go and collect leads from every message.
Got you. What I would do you use like Zapier or like integrations like that?
Yeah, I have been using Zapier and Pabbly both.
Okay, so I think you could collect them. You could have the call to action like, well, how, so the link to your ebook, is that like a Google Doc, or is it,
Yeah,
are
it's
you
a
sending
Google
it
Doc.
through your website?
No, it's a Google Doc.
Okay, yeah. So what I would suggest is,
so Altamesh, what I would recommend is actually not to use Google Doc, but instead use something like Gumroad, where you can make it like a $0. The reason why I'm suggesting Gumroad is because let's say that if you end up seeing like 100 people downloading it from Gumroad and leaving a positive review of 5-star, let's say, what's going to happen is that Gumroad has got their own marketplace ecosystem where they start pushing your product organically within their own network of almost close to around like 10 million plus customers. So what's going to happen is that you will start generating more leads out of those leads who have already got your ebook and have started using. So you can make it like $0 for that to happen. So this way, again, or another thing you can do is you can probably make it $1 and give a coupon code of 100% off to these people that, hey, you can get this off. Because what's going to happen is that, let's say that if Gumroad's this engine kicks in and they see there are so many reviews coming in and they would start pushing you, there is a very likelihood chance that you could start getting a very high quality lead for that $1, because $1 is basically that tripwire that you're adding so that you can improve the overall quality of the leads, right? Now, once you do this, the chances are that you will spike up on this natural, regular, very high quality leads from Gumroad. So instead of using Google Doc, my recommendation would be convert that into a PDF. Make sure your PDF is well branded so that even if you try to spread it across, it's completely okay, because your entire goal is to spread your brand. So put it on Gumroad and sell it on Gumroad for $1 with 100% off coupon on Instagram. This will be far more effective for you than just giving out a Google Doc link to them.
Cool. I'm definitely going to try this.
Again, it's not costing you anything and you're making more money and leads, So that's how you grow tag. That's how you use some more strategies effectively. Eric, we have a couple of other questions as well, if you can quickly answer them.
Yeah. So just to answer that one question and give you more detail. So like your problem was that the collection of the leads, and hopefully we can integrate it into like actual InstaChamp, but at the end of the day, the strategy is to help you work less and create that pipeline so people aren't falling in and out of it and making you do the more work. So what you can do here with InstaChamp is you're able to create questions with options where they have no choice but to pick one of the options, right? So they'll have to click yes or absolutely, right? Or if you want to give like no and give someone an option to leave, you can do that as well. But I love to do the double positive, right? There's no, the illusion of choice. So right here is what they'll do is they'll select yes, right? You're interacting with them. You can send more messages or more information about what the ebook has. And then send a link to where, Gumroad, right, where they're able to enter in their information, and then you automate it on the back end with Zapier or whatever to send, or Gumroad sends it the product automatically, right? So you're not having to do that work, and potential of your funnel to break. Right. And so that's a really cool option, is that you're able to personalize the trajectory of what that message is. So like, you can change this to be whatever, you can send this link to be whatever, but say for instance, you had two different ebooks. You could do like digital marketing and then like Instagram marketing. Like there's different options people can choose. So just showing you the power of what InstaChamp can do here with asking questions with different options. It is limited to, I think, like you can get like 2 questions deep. So it can't be a super deep funnel, but it is powerful enough to qualify people and get them to that offer that you need.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that. Thank you, Eric.
Awesome.
Thank you, Udit, for bringing this great deal.
No worries, Altamesh. And I hope all these new strategies that we are sharing in combine of how you can do things more effectively sort of helps you to grow your business as well. Because again, we wanted to restart on all of these crazy webinars, start sharing some new deep insights. And sometimes just little tweaks can make your conversion spike up massively. So
Yeah.
just want to on that.
Just little tweaks.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Altamesh.
Just for like another tip, like I was mentioning, is some people may not like that you're talking to a bot, or you just want to be straightforward with them. Lauren Tickner does this a lot, is like, let them know that, hey, let me answer your important questions and qualify you now, because that's the value that you want, right? At the end of the day, like you need to answer the questions as quickly as possible so you don't lose this lead or this opportunity, but let them know that actually like a human will interact with them. You're just like qualifying those questions before, right? So that's a great strategy to use InstaChamp as well, is let them know that you're a bot, answer them, ask these questions, and then someone will get in touch with them.
Right. Another thing that you can possibly do is there's another strategy that you can implement with InstaChamp is when you're running your Facebook ads, for an example, right, and you're using this strategy and you're running your Instagram ads, you can run ads in 2 different ways. First is you can do a split testing where you can have this bot says you're a bot. You can run that ad 24/7. The second sort of an ad that you can run at the same time is from, let's say, 10 a.m. to about 6 p.m. because let's say that's the time you are working. And this, at that stage, you don't have to use the word bot. So now you're running 2 different campaigns, targeting 2 different people and catering them at the same time. Because sometimes you are live, you're working at that stage. So you want to sort of like respond right away to your users because you're already on Instagram and you're seeing that has become your lead generation strategy. So you don't need to add bots for that. So this way you can create 2 separate ad campaigns for the same process and just remove that word bot for one of them where you're running the ads from a specific time to specific time. And then for the other one, just let it run throughout, keep that bot over there. Again, be effective. These small personalization strategies makes your conversion spike up.
Yeah. Thank you, Udit.
No worries. Thank you so much, Altamesh, for your question. So very quickly, few questions for you. The first one is from Kanika. She's asking, do I have to buy, can I only use one Instagram account per code?
Yeah, so the way this is set up, you can use one Instagram account and one Facebook account for this. And to be eligible to sign up, your Instagram account has to be a creator or a professional/business account. And it has to be connected to a Facebook business page. Now, it takes like 3 minutes to set up with just a random Facebook business page. We're working with Instagram to just make it like Instagram sign up only process, so you don't have to do the Facebook business page. But unfortunately, that's just the way that Meta built it, but it's pretty quick. If you're already a business, like you should already have a Facebook business page if you're running ads or doing anything business related on the platform.
Yeah, sure, Kanishka, you can unmute and you can ask your question.
So since if we are running an agency, by any chance, is there something that PitchGround can get us wherein, we can have multiple accounts by just paying one-time lifetime deal or something? Probably like at least 10.
Kanishka, what you can do is, if let's say that you have 10 clients that you want to implement this to, you can buy 10 codes at that stage. So this way you have one code implemented per client and you can get going and start offering them this lead generation services right away. And literally you can make your money back right away. So you can charge your clients, let's say $300 or $500 per month to run the service, get one code for like $59. You're all sorted. So if you have 10 clients, right? One client will end up paying that, and right away you end up generating a business of $5,000 per month worth of this service right away, where you're automating their entire lead generation strategy like a boom. I've seen some of your ads as well. This is something that you should implement on your ads at the same time.
Right. But I just had one doubt. What if this deal expires? I want to make the most out of it. That's all.
So you can get it right now. It's already live on PitchGround.
No, like more than 10 codes is what I was thinking.
You can buy more codes at that stage right now. So you can buy as many codes as you want till the time the deal is there. Once the deal is over, then at that point of stage, it will not be available on a lifetime deal anymore. Then you'll just have to pay like crazy regular subscription, which is sort of hurtful for all the businesses. And Eric must be like, oh, then stop saying that we need subscription business here. Okay,
Got
so
it.
you can just
Thank
buy as
you.
many codes as you want, Kanishka, based on your business, based on how you see your growth happening. If you see like you're going to be adding additional 50 clients this year, then potentially like start offering them immediately these services, get 10 codes right now, start offering these 10 services, get the $5,000 per month client, and then reinvest, get another 20, 30 codes, keep it, and then redeem it, and then just start using it as you start onboarding, because this can be a full-time agency service. And again, the best part is you can just hire one person to run this entire show basically for
Right. Makes sense. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I guess I want to talk about the offer because we just kind of like brushed on it, but I didn't really talk about how like awesome this deal is, and that we really like we only run this through like you can't buy this through like our website or whatever, like the lifetime deals codes.
I think I had to fight with Eric and InstaChamp team for about a month, I think, to get this happen. So again, guys, take advantage of that. Again, I'm just sort of quickly sort of like share my screen to show you guys so that you can take advantage. Again, then we'll get back to the webinar because a lot of you guys already have questions around the product. So guys, you can just head to pitchground.com/product. Again, this is not available anywhere, right? So you can just get over there. I've shared the link in the chat. You guys can buy whatever plan you guys want. Eric, you wanted to explain a bit more on the plan, so we can just dive into those plans quickly, and then we can answer some of the questions as well.
Yeah, just so InstaChamp, the way that we set it up is a subscription-based product. Like to get in the door, it's like $12.95 a month. Right. And that's for 1,000 send credits. That's like the bare bones. I think the majority of people are spending like 60 to 80 a month on like these bigger plans.
Getting a $708 a year product for $59, basically. Like, again, we had to negotiate quite a lot to make it happen. Mobile Monkey is a very big brand. The previous founder had sold their previous company for a multi-million-dollar, I think it was $350 million deal. I think, Eric.
Might as well have been. It's 150 million, but yeah, at that point, right? What's an extra 200?
I would love that though.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, take advantage of this. There's one account per code. Now, depending upon how many contacts, how many leads you're going to be generating, you will probably have to buy a plan accordingly. Because again, these are like fully automated. We have worked on a crazy discount. You get up to like 95% discount on yearly, which means you're still paying this one time, right? You will literally make this money back right now. If you buy and implement your ads today, you will literally make your money back in a day, and then you have the product free for the rest of your life. Again, take advantage of this, guys. This is a fantastic product. If you're running an agency or want to start a side hustle as well, you can do it. Literally, people are going to be paying you $400, $500 a month to run something like this. You don't have to tell them what you're doing, right? That's the work of the agency. Agency is all about figuring out an SOP and selling that SOP. So this can be a growth SOP, and at the same time start implementing it. I'm personally working on it over the weekends. That was in my to-do list, and this webinar has actually pumped me up to get it going even faster. So you're going to start seeing me implementing this, and from Monday I'll put up the ads going live with all my lead generation strategy, and I'm going to be growing very aggressively. I'm probably going to put up a budget of $2,000 a month just for this, which will end up creating about 3,000 to 5,000 leads for me every single month. So that's something that I'm going to implement and automate. Again, guys, take advantage of that. We have a few more questions coming in. Mohit is asking, but can I add multiple accounts in the $497 plan? No, Mohit, it's going to be one account. Still, it's unlimited contacts, it's unlimited messages, right? So if you have a large account, then so something like Saurav, right, who had, I think, crazy, I think 300, 400K users, followers, right? For someone like them, this one account is what they require, or else they'll end up spending like $6,000 a year or something like that. So depending upon how big your clients are, or how big your account is, or how big your brand is, you can pick a plan. Maybe think 1 year down the road, so that you can buy the plan accordingly. So if you think that your growth is going to be pretty phenomenal, instead of opting for plan A, you can opt for plan B, but don't opt for plan C at that stage. Don't over purchase if you don't require that, right? Just think of what kind of growth you will see in the next 12 months after implementing this. And just for the sake of being ahead of the time, so that you don't have to pay a subscription once you cross this, you will be paying subscription. So just think ahead of time and ensure that, okay, this is the kind of growth I'll have in the next 12 months. So if you do that, you won't have to sort of keep buying. You don't need to basically keep paying, basically. Greg is asking, can we move one IG account to another if, let's say, if our client leaves, Eric?
So currently we don't do that. It's tied to that account.
Okay. Is it possible to maybe like contact you guys to sort of help out with regards to that, just in case if a client leaves?
I think for PitchGround users, if that does happen, just go ahead and I'll contact me and we'll get it sorted out. But
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Eric. Really appreciate that. So Greggy, I hope that answers your question. Again, all the sessions are recorded, so you guys can be rest assured at the same time. Punit is asking, is FB ads better than Instagram ads? Punit, I think this really depends upon where your audience is, what sort of a product that you're selling, and what kind of a product you're promoting for your brand. So let's say that if you're putting up a lot of consumer related, and if you're pushing up a lot of consumer related products or consumer related brand products, then usually Instagram turns out to be a lot better, because that's where most of the consumers are. It's very easy to sell D2C and B2C on Instagram versus on Facebook. But again, if your audience is creators, solopreneurs, Instagram is beautiful for that. But if you're targeting businesses, then usually Facebook works a lot better, and Facebook ads would work a lot better. Just depends on whom you're targeting, because every user has a different platform that they use, and you have to understand that as a marketer, as an entrepreneur, as an agency, where those audiences are relying, where those audiences are sitting, and then you have to sort of make a decision where you want to put up the ads. So again, if you guys want, I can probably do a follow-up session next week where I will be setting up all the ads. I'll show you guys how to set up those InstaChamp further, sort of automate funnel. I'll be setting up all of these things in Monday. And Eric, maybe what do you think after like doing another webinar in like 2 weeks of time, where we go through all of those and show them how to take care of those things further, and how to also run the ads and fuel the entire campaign on fire? What do you think about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely willing to do that.
We have a few more questions. At the same time, Eric, can we add a little delay on the message in the chain of automation message, Eric?
Yeah, so naturally when you create an automation and it triggers, there is a slight delay for you. And a great way to break up, like if I know my messaging thing, I threw it together like earlier this week. But if you broke it up with like other questions, that's going to break out like the big chain of text. So like you're not going to be blasting all these messages while someone's trying to read. So asking kind of like, and naturally you would want to do that anyway. So it's not a big, you're not reading a novel, but if you ask questions, it'll naturally give you pauses in there. Like I said, we're adding functionalities from MobileMonkey into InstaChamp. So I think like being able to select the delay will be something that you'll be able to do in InstaChamp in the future. But in terms of the natural delays that you can do now, like you can do that just by breaking up your messages that way.
Awesome, brilliant. I think, I think Eric, we can go back to the webinar. We have roughly around 17 minutes left before we have to wrap up. Meanwhile, guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in. If you want to join in, and if you want to start your camera and let's talk, if you want to do that, feel free to just raise your hand, and would be more than happy to have you guys like live and talk about things. Meanwhile, Eric, over to you.
Yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen again. So with going back to InstaChamp and Instagram of how this works, starting to lose my voice with Instagram and DM automation. So one thing that I didn't cover in here is your ability to follow up with a follow-up message. And also these automations, like I mentioned earlier, like the examples, they only work with posts and videos. So they're not going to work on your reels, which is why I shared that reels hack of like sharing your story to increase your reels, your reels engagement. but have that call to action be to DM you to get you into your Instagram funnel. Now, like I said, we're always updating and Facebook is always updating things. Reels will almost certainly be added as a functionality here in the future, right? They have a huge team, so they have to work with all these departments, and this just launched in September. So I'm like really certain that Reels integration will happen here in the near future. So just keep that in mind as you start learning this tool, and then go ahead, and if you're already doing a Reel strategy, you're ahead of the curve if you already know how to use this tool. And if the functionality does come up, it will start working there. So with this, like I said, with the automation, so say for instance you have this awesome automation and you sent someone something, but you want to follow up. There's an option to select the follow-up. So if you click this, you can actually create a follow-up up to 23 hours. Up to 23 hours in advance after they message you. So it's a great way to re-engage someone and get them like, hey, did you make a commitment, or did you get the help that you needed, or did someone on my team contact you, just to make sure that you're continuing that relationship. Like I said, the relationship is built in the DMs, and this is here to help you. So you're like, you don't have to spend hours and hours in your DMs. Like, this is going to do it for you automatically. Like, what is the value of an hour of your time, and how much would you actually pay to get an hour of your time back? And this is why we automate things, right? So we're able to as small businesses or entrepreneurs, we're able to focus on the things that are that we need to get our business off the ground. This is why these automations are so powerful. So that follow-up is another functionality that is there at the end of these automations that you can create. So yeah, and I've talked a lot and I've showed you a lot of these examples. So that's pretty much all I have to share with you so far. And I know we asked a lot of questions. So
yeah, so I'm going to be setting up a live case study for it myself. I'm going to get the ads up and running for it. I'm going to be using Gumroad. I'm going to be creating a PDF that I'm going to be giving away in terms of a value creation. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to ask people to comment, and that's where people would be going to my Gumroad. They would be getting it. And again, I'm going to be doing the same strategy, what I told to Altmas, which is that $1 plan, giving away the coupon code instead. So this way, what's going to happen is you kind of are going to leverage the entire North American database of Gumroad. That's something that you can leverage upon. So I'm going to be doing that, showing you guys. But again, don't wait, get going with it right away. I'm going to be talking about ads probably in the next session. We're going to be doing a follow-up session where we start talking deeper in terms of how to use and make it effective and add a fuel to the fire to your campaign in the next particular session. But meanwhile, I hope you guys found this session extremely helpful. In case if you have any questions, please drop them in. We'll be more than happy to take up those questions. Again, feel free to switch on your camera. If anyone has any question, want to unmute yourself, please feel free to do that. Just raise your hand so that we sort of maintain the decorum and we have like one person going on at a time, and we can again start further discussing things out and answer your question. Because again, if you don't do this today, there is a possible chance that there is another agency in this particular meeting itself, in this particular webinar itself, and they would do it right away. They're going to steal away all of your potential leads. And if you're running an agency, just run this for your potential clients, right? Run that automation as a lead, and then get them into a funnel, and then sell them how you're doing that as an agency, as a service, charging them $300, $400 a month. Once you've done it, the best part is it's purely automated. You don't need to do anything. You just need to optimize for ads, and you can charge 20% again on additional spending on ads at the same time. So there can be some great money that you can create using this particular strategy. I see like people making at least $600 to $700 per month by implementing this strategy very, very effectively per person, where your cost and your time implementation is just 1 hour. So you're going to be making almost $700 per month for 1 hour of your work, and then spend that 5 minutes of updating your clients over WhatsApp or whatever platform that you're using, telling them, look, you wanted leads, I'm getting you leads, pay me more. Now, once they do that, once they see the results coming in, they'll do whatever you ask for. This is how you effectively implement strategy. This is how you demand more money from your clients. This is how you grow your business. If you're not running an agency, this is how you start scaling up. Use strategies, use his growth strategy effectively. So there's a question coming in: will be SMS opt-in working in India?
Yeah, unfortunately, SMS opt-in does not work in India. I think it's only like US and Canada.
Got it. There's one more, I think, question. I think we've pretty much answered any question. Guys, again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We're more than happy to take up any sort of questions that are pending. I think we've pretty much answered most of the question, but again, if you guys still have any questions, let me know. Reggie is asking, is the login separate from Instagram? Like, can client remove you from app?
Is the login separate from Instagram? No, so it is integrated with the app. So it's not a separate login. The way to connect is you sign up through your Facebook account, the account that is tied to the Instagram, that's also tied to the Facebook business page. And then once that's created, you have your InstaChamp account there.
Yeah, so Greg, I think what you can potentially do is sign an NDA with each of your clients. This way it builds up a trust, and this way like you can sort of help them out with regards to the login part. Is there any other questions? Vikas is asking, instead of DM, can we reply on public post publicly? So Vikas, the thing about this strategy is if you start replying people publicly, people are not going to comment. They see that, hey, 2 people, there's already a reply, so they're not going to comment anymore. It defeats the purpose of creating that FOMO. It defeats the purpose of curiosity. This strategy is a curiosity strategy in growth marketing, where you're making people curious. I want this, right? I want this information because others want it as well. So that curiosity is what leads to you seeing so many comments coming in, so many people wanting that information or that particular course or that particular service, that PDF, whatever you're building as a lead magnet, right? Is that curiosity. So if you're going to start replying people publicly, it defeats the purpose of that curiosity, and no one is going to respond to you anymore. So even if you run ads, it defeats the purpose of you doing it. So because it's a completely different strategy altogether, so would not recommend that. Yeah, one of the things that you can potentially do again is sort of reply to each people manually saying that, hey, check your DM if you want to do that. But then again, there is no sort of an API available for that from Meta as a company. But the day they provide such sort of an API, I think InstaChamp team would be the first one to sort of like even implement it. Maybe like you can probably ask the founder to sort of push maybe an API with regards to this. That can be helpful.
Yeah, so actually, and this is brand new, that just rolled out, I want to say like, maybe even like yesterday. I was on some meetings, but we actually, because no, this is brand new. So like, I wasn't able to get into my presentation and everything, but, and I haven't tested this out either. So this is a brand, like speaking of how we're always adding this, like this came out this week. So I haven't had a chance to play around with it before, like I showcased it, but since the question came up and it is integrated now this week, you're actually able to send public replies here. But like they said, the curiosity is really built inside here, right? It's that strategy of how you're able to get so many people to engage, which means you're reaching new people. But actually, like I think Domino's in India used this case study because we rolled it out as a beta to run some really cool campaigns with this. So like, if you're interested in when we run other webinars, I can probably put together some kind of strategy to show you how public replies works to get people into your funnel that way. But again, you can send public replies here through when someone does a post. Now, I don't know too much about it, which is why I didn't talk about it too much, because it is such a new tool, but it is an option here that is a new reply. And I think you can send actual different replies based on keywords that people commented in your post, and it will do a public reply here. So really cool tool that just rolled out.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Guys, again, if there are any questions, please let me know. Again, there are new features that are being rolled out. Again, even I did not know about this because I think it's a brand new feature. I did not even check. I'm kind of curious now to start testing it. But guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's session. If you did, please tweet about it, write it on LinkedIn, tag us. More than happy to share across. You can cross-connect, cross-network, and again, take advantage of the deal. It's on lifetime deal, 95% off on a yearly plan, and that too, again, lifetime. So that means you have access to the plan for the rest of your entire life of the duration of the company without paying ever again. And if you literally do it today, you will be able to make your money back right away. So again, take advantage of that, guys. It's a fantastic deal, fantastic opportunity. Just take advantage of this. It's available on PitchGround right now. We don't know for how long, but don't wait until like last moment and grab it while it's available. We'll keep on doing follow-up sessions and webinar. In order for that to happen, just make sure that you go to lu.ma.pitch/PitchGround. I'm going to be sharing the link with you guys over here. So you can just bookmark this link if you guys want, and we will just keep on adding events over here that you can just subscribe to. Every event we're going to be coming up and sharing such kind of insanely dope strategies, new way of doing things. And again, if you guys like what you're seeing, all of the webinars would be around the products that are on PitchGround. So we'll be talking about all those use cases and stuff. And again, if you feel this will add fuel to your business, start investing into software, because softwares are your best friends when you're growing your business online. They would always work. They would never cry. They would work 24/7 for you. They would never ask for a salary hike. They are the perfect companion for you to grow online. Without that, you cannot scale your business, period. No matter how hard you try, you can end up hiring people, right? You will end up paying them $500,000 a month. They would cry. But, build a lean team, build a very small lean team, and start adding a software stack around it to fuel your business growth. There are multiple softwares available on PitchGround, not just InstaCham. You can check it out. There are some software that are ending in the next 24 hours, which is MeHolon. If you're building an LMS core system, it's going out. You can create landing pages using Get It Out automatically, create all the AIs and all the copies. Check it out. There are a ton of amazing software available for you guys in terms of testing. Do give it a try. And in case if you have any questions, I am very, 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 very approachable on Twitter. You guys can just follow me on Twitter, which is twitter.com/IODG. You guys can just reach me out on Twitter. And at the same time, you can also, in case if you guys are active on Instagram, you can reach me out on LinkedIn as well. It's linkedin.com/IN. With Goenka, just search for it. You guys will find my name right away. So I hope you found this session quite helpful. With that, we are going to be wrapping up this particular session. And again, guys, keep implementing, because if you're not going to take advantage of this, someone else will, and someone else will sort of like start growing and will start stealing all your potential leads and customers. Do not wait. That's one thing about growing businesses. People who are aggressive, who are hungry, they take action right now. Again, you can buy all the software. There are all the software in the world available, but ultimately, if you are not hungry to grow your business, you're not going to make money. It's as simple as that. If you want to make money, get going. Start today. Do not wait for tomorrow. Instead of chilling out over the weekends, I think this can be a new task that you can implement and start seeing leads and flow coming in right from Monday. That's how you grow your business, guys. With that, we will be wrapping up this session. I hope you found it useful. With that, we'll be coming back on Monday with another amazing, incredible session. Do not miss out, guys. Value Bomb webinar sessions has started. Eric, before we wrap up, any closing lines you want to add in?
Yes, thank you all for learning about this. I think automation is super cool because it's like, as you saw, like we're always adding new features, and it's just like whatever you can think of, is we're using different techniques. So if you do purchase a deal through PitchGround, like I mentioned, as we're adding more features, like the price could increase, right? Because there's just so much more value. But if you do purchase it, I just dropped my email. Is out of our mobilemonkey.com in there. And if you do purchase it, share with me your screenshot, and I will give you the ultimate lead funnel creation guide. Pretty much all the tips that I showed you here, plus more on how to use these. If you just need a cheat sheet to jump in and start using InstaChamp to grow your business. Perfect. And again, guys, if you want to be rich, take action and be consistent. That's the only keyword that I would trigger over here. If you want to make money, like there's all the amenities in the world. With that, guys, I hope you guys had an incredible session. It's weekend. Make this weekend moneyful weekend for you guys. Until then, I'll see you guys on Monday once again with another session. And hopefully we'll talk about some more amazing strategies, new ways of doing businesses, and growth hacking your business online with and building new teams using software. With that, have a great one, everyone. Happy Friday, and have a great weekend, everyone, guys. Thanks, everyone. Bye.